Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at gcnlive.com.
This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli.
Everyone all set? Cocked, locked, blissed? Here we go. Your tile set correctly to USAPrepares.com. We're delighted you're here. We're broadcasting 2 hours from high atop the Missouri Ozark Mountains. And there's a link to your instructors on the website, USAPrepares.com. Converging threats are confronted daily by our instructors. I'm Vincent Finelli. John is engineering the broadcast in Minnesota. Ed Marvinney of User Sites with us. Welcome, Ed Marvinney.
Hey, Vince. Good morning. Thanks for having me. Don't tell me what's so funny.
Well, I was just thinking about some of the things that we were talking about last night. Oh, jeez. Ed, I'm really looking forward to you coming to the expo and coming here to the farm. I was just thinking about all the things that happened during the expo and the funny things and and your interaction with Rick.
Doc Miller, he's a great guy, man. We had a great time. I had the opportunity to drive back and forth with him from the farm to the expo for the entire weekend, and he opened up my mind a little bit. I mean, a lot of the things he was talking about I couldn't even comprehend, but I sat there in awe the whole time that we drove out to the farm. It was a great experience meeting everyone.
Well, he's a real hoot, and if you're driving with him, if you're behind the wheel, he'll like hang out the front windshield. He'll be against the glass. Hey, look at that! Whoa, look at those chemtrails! Jeez, look. He's a real distraction.
Yeah, it was an experience, to say the least.
Oh, boy. And, class, if you want to meet Dr. Richard Allen Miller and Ed Marvinney and John Statmiller and some of the rest of the faculty, it's going to be an absolute blast. No question about it. So Ed and I are going to discuss, e-commerce. And, Ed, as I look at what's happening to a lot of us who we're working 1, 2, 3, 4 jobs if we're lucky, right? And it's getting tougher and tougher to survive. So in order to be in order to stay afloat even, it's really worth considering building your own business. And then as you build your business, you can start out enjoying the tax deductions that the rich take. So the seminar that I'm going to teach is about how to start your own business, and then you're going to talk about how to do it with e-commerce, how you can start your business without, you don't need a storefront, okay? A physical brick and mortar storefront. You don't need one of those. And you can even start an e-commerce business even without inventory. You can get your customers first. You can build your business, but you need to have an understanding of how web development works, how the internet works, how search engines work, how e-commerce actually is set up and the best way to do it. So tell us a little bit about what we're going to learn in your seminar, and let's talk about some of that today.
Well, Vince, I just thought when I heard that you were going to have the seminar on how to start a business, I thought that it was just a great way to segue into, okay, well, I want to start one. What can I do? E-commerce is a great way for any individual to start selling. Selling online, we've taken the mystique out of it. There's a lot to it. I've been in the business since my 20th year in the field, in the industry. So I've hit just about all the road bumps, potholes, everything you could imagine. I've done it. I've tested with multiple systems, e-commerce systems, all sorts of different software, and we've come up with a real winning combination. And that's what we use for your website. That's what we use for Doc Miller's website. It's a great solution, and folks can go online. You can start selling, within a couple of days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let me segue into who Ed Marvinney is. Several years ago, I was broadcasting on Republic Broadcasting Network and Genesis Communications Network. And I was doing a show, and the owner of RBN said, "Hey, Vinny, we're going to do a pledge drive." And that wiped the smile right off my face. I don't like doing those. And so I said, okay, all right, I'll do it, but, I'll match dollar for dollar whoever contributes, but I need to know who they are, need to know their phone number, and I want to call them, and I need to know so I can contribute up to $1,000. And that was a time when I actually had some money. And so I got a list of who contributed, and I called those who contributed to thank them for contributing to the radio network. And Ed Marvinney answered the phone, and he had contributed, and he heard my voice, and he contributed, and I called to thank him, and we became friends right then and there on the phone. And as I remember it, Ed, you were kind of surprised that I called you to thank you, right?
I was completely surprised. I had never received a call from anyone thanking me for anything, especially donations. So it was a pleasant surprise.
So Ed and I became friends, and he happened to take a look at our website, and he said, "Hey, Vinny, you could use how about a little tweaking? Would it be okay if I just tweaked it a little bit?" By the time he was done, it didn't look anything like it looked. He did a complete.
That was on Intuit, wasn't it? It was an Intuit website.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. He completely rebuilt the website and from scratch, and taught me how to use it on the phone. And then we built an e-commerce component for it, so we could sell tickets for the Get Prepared Expo, so we could manage that and offer discounts for those who are preparedness minded and want to get their tickets early. They could save 20%. So we did all that, and Ed taught me how to do it. So as a result, Ed has been to the meetups in Springfield, Missouri. He's been to the farm, and he wanted to buy property. So one day he and I got in the truck, and we looked around, and I showed him what to look for in a farm. And he wanted to buy a farm or a ranch, and he did. And so we became buddies, and so that's who Ed Marvinney is. He's been to the farm. He's a member of our family, and he takes care of USA Prepares and Dr. Richard Allen Miller. So just to name a few. And you've been doing this for large companies, including, major soft drink manufacturer, right?
Software. I've worked in a number of different markets, every different vertical you could possibly imagine. Mm-hmm. Office products was one of the largest. We worked with one of the largest office product manufacturers and distributors in the country. One of the big two now, since there used to be three. Right. I've worked for a bunch of companies. It's been a great experience, but none was greater than giving my resignation and going off on my own.
There you go. So we're gonna learn how web development works. So Ed, there are a lot of components. You can use WordPress, and that's what we're using, and it's free. What do you need in order to start your website and have it be something that a person can manage? The plan here, class, is if you want to start your business and take the same tax deductions that the rich take, and be successful, you need to do a lot of this yourself. I mean, hiring it all out doesn't make any sense to me. You really need to manage it. And how would you like to be able to just say, you know what, we got a new product, let me add it right now. Let me move my sandwich over, and I'll sit at my desk, and during lunch I will add new products to my website. Wouldn't that be kind of neat? And hit the equivalent of the send button or the update button, and boom, there you go. Your new products are online and ready for sale. That's what we're talking about. So Ed, what is the first step that we should take if we want to start our own business right now, right this minute? We want to start our business, and what tools do we use?
Well, I think one of the most important things is identifying your audience. Who are you selling to?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What are you selling? Once we've established that, we would put together a plan as far as you need a web host. So who are you going to use to host the website? Normally we use GoDaddy for our domain name registration. When you go out and you find a domain name you like, you have to register it with a company that's affiliated with ICANN. So I use GoDaddy personally just for that. I don't use them for anything else.
Me too. That's exactly what I do.
They do a great job of managing domain names. So I prefer them over some of the others, because a lot of these different domain name registrars, they make you jump through hoops. They keep you locked in, and they increase the prices. One of the worst I've found was Network Solutions. They're very expensive. You want to go with a company that's got some flexibility, so you can transfer domains in and out as needed without being penalized and going through a very lengthy process. The transfer process can be very painful. So GoDaddy, I'd recommend them. Then you need someone to host the actual website. So there's a server out on the internet. The domain name service points to that computer on the internet, that server where your website is going to be hosted. So
tell you what,
those are...
And hold that thought.
Already.
We're going to go into a break, and we're going to come back. We've got our domain name. We've gone to GoDaddy. And by the way, this is not a commercial. Ed and I have independently picked GoDaddy, and we both like them. We're going to talk about the server next, and we're going to build our website right here, right now on usaprepares.com. Ed Marvinney, usersite.com. What's so special about the Get Prepared Expo? Imagine having the opportunity to learn from some of the best preparedness and survival instructors available today. The faculty of usaprepares.com. Imagine meeting your radio instructors all in one place. The last weekend in March. Imagine having lunch or dinner at a table with your instructors. And the cost? $10.80. Imagine having your favorite instructors autographing and personalizing your new books. Imagine buying Berkey water filters at deep discounts, the lowest price in the country. Imagine buying freeze-dried long-term storage food at the lowest price in the country. You don't have to imagine. This is real. It's at the Get Prepared Expo, the biggest and best preparedness expo there is, March 27, 28, and 29 in Lebanon, Missouri. One-day tickets are $8 on the website, getpreparedexpo.com. Getpreparedexpo.com.
Gold. It's like nothing else on Earth. From the Romans through the Renaissance, from the Industrial Age to the Space Age, gold has weathered the test of time. For 6,000 years, gold has remained the ultimate store of wealth. According to the World Gold Council and the U.S. Mint, demand is at an all-time high. The stage is being set for the reemergence of gold as the common-sense alternative to a fiat paper currency that gets weaker every day. Midas Resources is proud to offer the hard-hitting report that arms you with the truth you need to protect you and your family from the Fed's plans for your hard-earned money. Don't gamble with your future. Call Midas Resources today and ask for your free copy of As Good as Gold. Call 1-800-686-2237 for the report the Fed hopes you'll never see. As Good as Gold can be yours by calling 800-686-2237. If you have ever thought about owning gold, you must read this report. Call Midas today at 800-686-2237.
Did you know that drinking pure, high alkaline water is one of the most important factors in maintaining high energy and vibrant health? Most experts agree that the water you drink should be at a pH level of 8 or higher. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops, available only at alkavision.com, combine a unique formula of only the most alkaline minerals. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops alkalize your water, ridding the body of harmful toxins, and helps you regain health and energy. Alkalizing your water by simply adding 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops helps the body rid itself of acidic waste, increases oxygen content, and raises the pH of your body to healthy levels. And bacteria and viruses cannot survive in an alkaline high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops for only $29.95 at alkavision.com. That's ALKAvision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com today.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit goberkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products. Most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey Guy at goberkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. goberkey.com, home of the Berkey Guy.
Ed Marvinney's with us, and we're talking about building your website so you can start your business and take the same deductions that the rich take. Seriously. Imagine coming to the Get Prepared Expo, and since you've already decided that you're going to start your business, you can deduct mileage at 56 cents per mile to the expo, while you're at the expo, and home, and your meals, and your expo tickets. You can deduct that because you've just decided that you're going to start your business. You don't need to fill out any paperwork. You've just decided that you're going to start your business. And that's what it takes. Seriously. That's all you have to do. Ed Marvinney, we're talking about the GoDaddy for the domain names, and now we're at the server, the hosting server. How do we select that, and what is that?
Well, the web hosting, I've got some links up on my site. If you go to usersite.com/USA Prepares, there are a number of resources up there for folks to go take a look at. We've got links to various web hosting companies, some marketing information, some general business information up there. So they can go and take a look at that. I use Web Hosting Buzz as my web hosting company. I think you're on Bluehost, right, Vince?
That's right. Yep.
So those are a couple that are up there. We've got, just looking at it right now, we've got some web hosting information up there. I've got some WordPress tutorials up there and some general business resources up on that page for the students today.
So Ed, where are we? I'm at usersite.com, right? / Then what?
USA Prepares.
One word?
Yep, one word. And that'll take you right to the landing page, and you can see there's web hosts, tutorials, and some other information there. So that would be the next, is getting yourself a web hosting company, and then from there we'd install WordPress, since that's our preferred platform and the preferred platform for about, I don't know, probably 50 million websites that are out on the internet now, or more. Mm-hmm. Just a few people use it.
Now, isn't it important to use software that a lot of people use because there's a lot more support than software that very few use?
That's definitely true. A lot of times you start down a path with a specific vendor or software platform, and if there isn't enough user support for that, well, inevitably they go out of business. And then you're stuck with software where there's no longer any support for it. It's the same way Microsoft, they canceled support for Windows XP. So if you continue to use it, you are using it at your own risk. And especially on the internet, just in the last week or two, I can't tell you how many new clients that we've brought on who've had issues with viruses and their websites being compromised because they didn't stay up to date with the appropriate versions of software for their website.
And you know, Ed, it's the kind of thing where we at our side of maintaining our websites, we go, geez, it's working. The last thing we want to, we don't know if that next click to update is going to cause more problems or it's going to actually, protect us. It's hard for us to tell. So it's great. It's great to hear that you believe we should do that. But aren't there also problems with compatibility issues with an update of, let's say, WordPress and some of the plugins?
There's no question. There's always conflicts that happen depending on how many plugins, what plugins you're using, how often they're updated, are they supported regularly. It's like anything else. The minute you update, you put in the major updates for the site and for the content management system running, then you have to ensure that all of the components that you're using are also tested and updated to make sure they're compatible and that there are no software incompatibilities. Mm-hmm. Because if that's the case, you could effectively if you've got an e-commerce store, you could bring that down. And if you don't test, you may end up leaving your customers hanging and not being able to complete transactions. It's very important to make sure that you're maintaining your website, the updates, but also that you're regression testing to ensure that everything is functioning properly.
Okay, hold that thought. We're going into break. We're gonna finish building the website on this broadcast. So who else will you meet at the Get Prepared Expo? For starters, from Republic Broadcasting, John Moore and John Statmiller. From GCN, Aaron and Brad Dakins, Joyce Riley, and me, Vincent Finelli. Joining us are the instructors whom you've learned to trust. Surgeon of the Year, Dr. Norman Shealy. Engineer, Matt Stein. The real Fox Mulder of the X-Files, Dr. Richard Allen Miller. Author and analyst, Captain John Regan. Your counterterrorist from Central America, Mike Ma. Dental Center owner and my dentist, Dr. Howard Shayne. Radiation instructor, Craig Douglas. Author and survivalist, Rich Sheben. Author, Judy Dollarhite. Cancer Center owner from Mexico, Dr. Patrick Vickers. Bug out expert and pilot, Captain Bill Sermo. Beekeeper, Jeff Maddox. Seedsman, Mike Knox. Author, Gayla Pruitt. Author, Harry Cooper. Food expert, Joe Acapenti. And Bill Whaley, the junk man. March 27, 28, and 29. Get preparedexpo.com, the largest preparedness and survival expo in the USA.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right, that's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
I'm Vincent Finelli of USAPrepares.com. As most of you know, I broadcast weekday mornings on GCN from 9 to 11. And I'm also a full-time farmer. Add to that mix the weekly meetups and the Get Prepared Expo, and this combination makes for a demanding schedule. On the farm, we raise grass-fed Black Angus cattle and provide them with the best variety of summer and fall grasses available. Our cattle are exposed to the extremes of weather. the toxins in the air, and the electromagnetic radiation that's all around us. So even the best grasses and food that we provide are not enough. Our cattle require minerals and supplements for strong health and resistance to disease. And so do we. For these reasons, my mother, our children, Mrs. Finelli, and I all take Longevity, Beyond Tangy Tangerine, De-Stress, Glucogel, and EFA Plus. USAPreparesTeam.com. And thank you for being in class today.
By now, you may have heard a bit about Bitcoins. But did you know Bitcoins are now over an $8.5 billion market? And did you know that over 65,000 businesses now accept Bitcoins? Listen, if you're already earning Bitcoins or trying to make money in the Bitcoin market, you've got to know BidBit.co. Why? Because BidBit.co is where you can easily receive Bitcoins by selling and auctioning off your own personal items or promote business products and services for Bitcoins. You heard right. Whether personal or business, you can now buy, sell, and auction your products and services quickly, easily, and securely for Bitcoin at BidBit.co, the first and only marketplace website to offer BidBit Escrow, a proprietary technology which gives buyers and sellers security and peace of mind because all transactions are protected. Start today. It's free to join, free to post, free to auction, and free to bid at BidBit.co. Buy, sell, bid, or auction everything Bitcoin. That's www.bidbit.co. BidBit.co.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows. Pause and rewind live TV. Even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
You know, class, it is really nice to have the tools to do the job. And so at usaprepares.com, I get help from Mrs. Finelli. Other than that, Ed Marvinney has provided the tools for us to manage our website. And during the last commercial break, I just posted a very quick article. It says on page 1 of USA Prepares, it says Ed Marvinney, user site, build your e-commerce website, resources. Okay. You can go to usaprepares.com, click on that link on page 1. It's featured, and it'll take you right to the resources that Ed Marvinney's talking about. Now, imagine if you could operate your e-commerce business as quickly as that. You know, during a commercial break, you could update your website, post articles, post news, add products, make them available for purchase as quickly as what I just did. Seriously. And I had some time left over during that commercial break. So if you want to see, it's really simple. Just go to usaprepares.com, click on the link that says Ed Marvinney, usersite.com, build your e-commerce website, resources. Click on it. I made it as a feature, several clicks of the mouse, and I was done. Why? Ed Marvinney helped me get to this point. He really did. And he can help you too. And we're going to have a seminar at the Get Prepared Expo where you can join Ed Marvinney. You can have dinner with Ed Marvinney. You can have another dinner with Ed Marvinney. You can have lunch with Ed Marvinney. You can spend time with him at his booth. And you can ask him all the questions that you'd like the answers to about building your e-commerce website. And you can ask me the questions that you'd like to have the answers to about why you should have a business, so you can become financially independent of the system. Ed, so we've got our server selected. We can pick, Bluehost, HostGator. Sam Bushman uses HostGator. We could pick Buzz. And what's the next step?
Well, pretty much once you've got your hosting set up, it's time to install WordPress. And for the most part, it's a one-click install for most of these web hosting companies now. So it's pretty simple if you know what you're doing. There's probably a few configuration settings within the install. Pretty much you just click the button and she'll be ready to go in about 2 or 3 minutes. So the install itself is very easy. Then you have to understand how you access WordPress, how you get into the administration area, and then you have to learn how to start blogging or publishing, putting posts up, publishing pages. There are a number of different templates. There's literally thousands upon thousands of templates that you can use for your website. One of the things that we focus on is making sure that our websites are what they call responsive, because now about anywhere from 20 to 50% of internet traffic is on mobile devices. And I know they're the spy phones that we talk about all the time. And yes, I'm using one right now. I'm guilty, but in my business, you have to. So we need a web browser. You need to be able to surf. And a lot of people, their daily habits, they're surfing online on their phones when they're not at a desk or in front of a computer. So it's very important now that you make sure that your website is designed for mobile devices. Google has even started to send web owners, the owners of websites, messages if they're signed up for their webmaster tools. They've sent notices to several of my clients saying, hey, your site's out of date. It's not mobile friendly. That means we're going to have to not penalize you, but they will throttle traffic differently and change the search results for mobile devices versus desktop computers.
Yep, and they're also changing how they rank news based on whether they think that the news is accurate or not.
Yep, they've started putting in a lot more credibility factors into news sources. They are deeming or determining what sites are credible or how credible news is based on scanning and crawling numerous sites across the internet. So they are starting to.
So Ed, I'm going to have to write some articles that say, "Hey, we're only kidding. We really did go to the moon. We're only kidding. The GDP is really doing fine. We're only kidding about McDonald's. It's good."
Well, didn't you see they're serving salads now?
Oh, right. McDonald's, very healthy. Go ameliorate some of the poison by getting a salad.
Yep. A little more control for you. How do you like that?
Yeah. So Ed, we've got WordPress, and you like WordPress because there's so many installations out there. And it's free, but you know, the e-commerce component really is difficult for a lot of us to understand. I mean, which package do you go with? What does it mean? How does it work? How do these accounts work? You know, do you need which version of the service should you get? Do you get the expensive one? Do you get the inexpensive one? You know, it's a minefield. It absolutely is a minefield to try to figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, you could spend literally weeks just evaluating different e-commerce packages and then comparing the benefits of each before coming up with a decision. And I've gone through that. We've built e-commerce systems in most of the major packages, and I like there's a company out there called Woo Themes, and they have a package for WordPress called WooCommerce, which we specifically use.
Right, that's what I use.
Yes, that's what we've got installed on usaprepares.com. I really think it's a great package. It's very user friendly. It's one of the best that's out there. And how it integrates into WordPress, it's just a great combination. And like I said, I've done the research. I've gone through trial and error. I've used Magento and some of the larger enterprise type e-commerce packages, and they can be an absolute nightmare for someone who even knows what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. So, Ed, well, let me ask you this. When we come to the Get Prepared Expo and we want to meet you, if we decide that this is something we want to do, yep, we want to start our business, okay? We've already made that decision that we're starting a business so we can take tax deductions. We've done that today. Yeah, we've already just said in our mind, yes, we're starting a business. And that's all it takes. All it takes is for you to say, I've started my business. Now you're doing some of the work to make your business happen. And one of those things is listening to this broadcast about e-commerce. So now we're coming to the Get Prepared Expo, and that's a 56 cents per mile tax deduction, and the meals are deductible, and the tickets, the $8 tickets to be at the expo, those are deductible. The hotel, motel, that's all deductible, and the ride back at 56 cents a mile, or the airfare is deductible. Now, what if we say, Ed, this is really good, but we just don't have the time? Can we have you build our website for us?
You bet. Well, what we did is I came up, I thought about it, we crunched the numbers, all the time, all the effort that it takes, all the experience that we've put into coming up with a solution, an easy solution for most folks. We've put together, I can tell you just a little bit about what we're offering for the Get, and this is specifically for the Expo. This is an Expo special only. You're never going to see this anywhere else because it's so insanely low. We're including a year of web hosting, which is an over $200 value. We're going to set up your account. We're going to install WordPress. We're going to put the e-commerce package in there for you. All of that right there is about $1,700, $1,776 to be exact. Thought you might like the number. We're going to include a mobile-ready responsive design, which is an $897 value. The merchant account and the gateway, typically those can cost, depending on if you go out and you go with a regular merchant account, they can cost up to $50 a month, $100 to $200 for the installation and the configuration, and then there's per transaction fees on top of that. Well, we've got that's a $99 special where we've got a specific portion which we use with PayPal, and we're going to include that for the first year for free. We're also going to hook the site into all of Google's tools, the webmaster tools, the analytics, so you can actually see where your traffic is coming from, where folks are, are you getting traffic in the United States? Are you getting traffic globally? And then getting your website prepared for that. Do you want to do business internationally? Do you want to do business just in the continental United States? And we'll also hook that into Google's tools, their Google Plus tools and the local verification. And we're even going to throw in a Facebook business page along with it, which is another $270. All of these values, it comes out to about $3,680. And we're going to, the show special, we're going to do it all for $776.
$776.
You bet.
That's awesome.
So it's
Ed, I've heard, Ed, I love it. I've heard so many people say, yeah, I've got this web guy and, it's going to cost $1,100. I mean, it's $11,000, $8,000, $7,500, $5,000. And you're at $776, 776,
yeah.
Right?
Well, the thing is, listen, if you know exactly what you want, it's one thing, but customization, design, all of these things, it can get costly. You're talking typically anywhere ranging from a good web developer is going to range between $50 to $100 an hour. So, you start doing the math with design, with all the configuration options, putting in product, making sure that the installation has enough virus and security prevention so that you don't get hacked, so that your site...
Hold that thought.
That's what happens.
Hold that thought. We're going into a break. We'll be right back. Some of you might be wondering, just what is the Get Prepared Expo? The Get Prepared Expo is designed to help everyone survive tornadoes, snowstorms, ice storms, earthquakes, and God forbid, a real terrorist attack. Are you ready? Have you thought through all the scenarios? At the Get Prepared Expo, you'll meet exhibitors who will help you prepare and survive and learn what you need. Included in your all-day passes are 1-hour seminars on water filtration, cooking and heating without electricity, wood, or any kind of fuel, the all-important survival garden, and growing food with heirloom seeds, radiation detection and radiation survival. There are over 60 seminars at the Get Prepared Expo. Think of it as a college preparedness degree in a weekend. Get Prepared Expos are taught by preparedness leaders, authors, medical doctors, and radio personalities. Bring your questions. We have the answers. We hope to see you the last weekend in March. Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. GetPreparedExpo.com.
Are you hungry for delicious, nutritious, rich, and satisfying home-cooked meals? Discover the Vita Clay 4-in-1 Smart Organic Cooker. Unglazed Zisha clay, an ancient secret that makes this fast multi-cooker so special. Infusing your food with incredible flavors, perfect texture, vitamins, and minerals for your good health. It's a slow cooker, rice cooker, a steamer, plus a yogurt maker. Go to VitaClayChef.com and enter promo code RADIO20 for 20% off at checkout. That's VitaClayChef.com.
It's no secret that government and big business buy in bulk and get huge discounts not available to the little guy. Until now. Introducing a breakthrough crowd buying website where people can join together, buy in bulk, and get massive discounts on millions of popular products. It's TogetherSave.com. TogetherSave.com. You can save 20, 30, or even 50% off tablets, smartphones, cars, appliances, textbooks, sports equipment, video games, and much more. All with free delivery. Check it out. TogetherSave.com. Visit now and start group buying today at TogetherSave.com.
What good is a Big Berkey water filter?
We get that question a lot here at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And in a word, the answer is protection. Protection from water main breaks, E. coli contamination, environmental chemical spills, pesticide runoff, chlorine taste and smell, and all forms of fluoride. Plus, Big Berkey water filters are the original gravity water filter system and most trusted on the market for a reason. Tested by multiple independent NSF EPA certified labs, they are the gold standard in water purification. At only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. That means big savings. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get a Big Berkey today at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. GCN listeners receive 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Visit our website or call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
The human body is extraordinary. Despite all the stresses we inflict upon it, it still works hard to stay in balance. Thousands upon thousands of people rely upon Heart and Body Extract to help their body stay balanced. This excellent 100% natural herbal formula helps maintain healthy blood pressure levels, cleans arteries, promotes good circulation, balances cholesterol, and more. HB Extract, paired with healthy lifestyle choices like good nutrition and exercise, can give you a life free of pain, sickness, and fear. Recapture your youthful vitality and experience your body healing itself with the aid of HB Extract. It's extremely effective and it starts working in just days. Visit hbextract.com to learn more and to read scores of testimonials from satisfied customers. And we've never increased our price in over 10 years. That makes Heart and Body Extract as great a value now as it was the first day we sold it. A healthy heart is a happy heart. Call 866-295-5305 or go to hbextract.com.
The Genesis Communications Network is one of America's premier broadcasters of captivating talk radio. We thank you for listening. Now, just imagine, there are thousands of people who are just as passionate about radio as you are. But what you may not realize is how easy and affordable it is to advertise with us. Radio commercials for your business could be heard on hundreds of radio stations across the U.S. every day. We can help you by creating an effective radio advertising campaign for your company. From script writing to producing your commercial, just like the one you're listening to right now. No other network provides the level of customer service we do. When it comes to radio advertising, we are your one-stop shop. And no matter how big or small your business is, we can help. Email us at advertise@gcnlive.com, and an experienced advertising executive will help you take the first step towards driving more customers to your business or website. Advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective.
Class, we've got a meetup on Monday at Jimmy's Egg. I'll be on stage and I'll be presenting my take of the news during my monologue, and we'll be talking about the Get Prepared Expo, and we'll have some updates. We'll have the signs, and we'll distribute the signs, so if you want to put them out in your area, you can certainly get them at the Get Prepared Expo, and we really appreciate you distributing the signs. They should arrive tomorrow, Monday at the latest, so we will have those 18 by 24-inch signs, those plastic signs that you put out and look like political signs, and they say Get Prepared Expo, Cowan Civic Center, March 27, 28, and 29. And also, as you think about the Get Prepared Expo, when you come and you've decided to start your business, which you've already done today, bring your questions and maybe even print out some of the websites that you like the look of and bring them and chat with Ed Marvinney, and he can help you determine which way to go, what makes sense for you, and talk with him about your products, what products that you'd like to sell on the internet. He will guide you through that. His expertise is really, really valuable. And so you'll be talking with someone who has a lot of experience, and he's the guy who's helped me and Dr. Richard Allen Miller and so many others. Ed, what else would you like to assign as homework for those who are serious about starting their website and meeting with you in Lebanon, Missouri at the Get Prepared Expo last weekend in March?
Well, Vince, one thing I have to tell you, honestly, I don't know if I'm going to have a booth this year, because with all the speakers, I may want to just crash in on all of them and not sit in the booth the whole time, because I figured I'll miss out on everything.
Well, okay, it's up to you. I mean, if you want a booth, I've got a booth for you. Okay, and
well, what I'll probably do is I'll put a note there as to where I'm going to be. So if anyone needs to find me, I'll put a picture of my ugly mug on the booth, and I'll point them in the right direction to what seminar I'm at. But boy, all these topics, I can't wait to hear everyone speak.
Yeah, we hit 99 seminars this morning without Richard Miller and Matt Stein's Friday, so it's 100 seminars. And but you're going to be in a seminar, right? I mean, isn't that what you want to do?
Oh yeah. We can have a session. We'll definitely have a seminar. I just don't believe. I mean, I had a great conversation with Len Pence for about an hour the last time I was there, and we talked about gardening. I mean, I don't think I'd want to sit in a booth. So people are just going to have to come find me in the expo again.
Ed, how would you describe the expo? I mean, to someone who hasn't been there, how would you describe it?
Overwhelming. The amount of information and the level of experience of all the presenters, it's extraordinary. And for the price, I mean, you can justify flying or driving from just about anywhere for the price of admission. I mean, what is it, $8-10 a day, something like that, $15?
It's $8. It's $8 for one day online at usaprepares.com. Click on the shop tab, and it's $10 a day at the door, or it's I think it's $15 for the weekend. Yeah,
that's insane. You can't even buy a book for that much.
Mm-hmm. Right.
All the information that you're going to receive is so well worth it.
And I've made the claim that it's one of, for just about everybody, it's one of life's 10 most memorable events. And that includes, getting your driver's license, graduating from school, getting married. Those are all really big events. And I believe that this is one of 10 of life's most memorable events coming to the Get Prepared Expo.
Well,
Would you agree with that?
I would certainly agree with it. I will never forget my first expo. It really was.
And you know what? Maybe Ed will in his seminar. Maybe you can ask him why he said that.
Yeah, I certainly can't talk about it on radio.
Ed Marvinney, hey, thank you so much. I'm so delighted that you're going to be presenting at the Get Prepared Expo, teaching people how they can build their own e-commerce business. And if they want to buy it from you, $776. Usersite.com, page 1, usaprepares.com. Thanks so much.
SurvivalLife.com is giving away free EverStrike permanent matches for a limited time only. These matches are waterproof and will light in any weather condition, rain, snow, or sleet. It will still throw a spark. Its built-in ferro rod strikes at 3,000 degrees, and it is good for 15,000 strikes. Normally, $15. Today, it's free. Get yours at freesurvivalmatch.com. That's freesurvivalmatch.com. Hurry, supplies are limited. Visit freesurvivalmatch.com today.
It's happening again. The feds are trying to ban your freedom to own body armor. In January, a newly introduced bill, H.R. 378, will take away your right to buy Level 3 and higher body armor. Katie Armor offers the most affordable Level 3 body armor packages on the market today. Protect yourself. Buy your body armor now before it's too late. Go to katiearmor.com. That's CATI armor.com. Come and take it.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows. Pause and rewind live TV. Even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Here is what one doctor has to say about Extendovite.
I would like to thank you, Don, for making my job so much easier, because your products just make it so simple, right? To fool around with a lot of exotic things that don't work, we can just put them on your product and things start to work almost right away. I've had dozens of patients with heart problems who have corrected them, and what it's doing, there's so much garlic in there that has a yeast-killing effect. The yeast is a big problem in the gut, pushes the liver hard. It also has metal chelating effect, and most of the other herbs in there I find that strengthen the arteries. They help to neutralize free radicals. Your remedy close to what we do in our program as you can get as far as one supplement goes. It's working on the gut, it's working on the liver, it's working on the arteries. What more can you ask for?
To get your Extendovite, call 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Everyone all set? Cocked? Locked? Here we go, hour number 2 of USA Prepares. On a serious note, class, I just got word. Mrs. Finelli came into the studio and she just gave me word that Steve Angle was airlifted to KU Medical Center. Remember, Steve Angle is the USAPrepares.com historian. He's the guy who takes the pictures at the meetups and the Get Prepared Expos. He's been to the CSPOA events. Airlifted to KU Medical Center. He was operated on. Emergency surgery. Remember who he is? He's the guy that was beat up at his front door when police showed up, put a gun in his face, threw him down, beat him up inside his door in Hayes, Kansas. Cops said that 911 was called. They demanded to enter his house. He had his .45 in his left hand, holding it by the muzzle. Cops put a gun in his face, beat him up, threw him down. He spent 3 days in jail. He was brought to the hospital, and now he's had surgery. We don't know exactly the relationship between him being beaten by the cops. I know he was bruised. I saw the pictures. Steve Angle, airlifted to KU Medical Center. Please, if you're inclined, add him to your prayers. Okay. Serious note, just got that. Breaking news. Steve Angle of USAPrepares.com. For the next hour, we're going to talk about wells and well drilling with your newest USAPrepares.com instructor. Richard Linebaugh is with us. He's the CEO of Hewitt Messenger Well Drilling and pump service in the Ozark Mountains. And his team has been with us on USA Prepares. His team has been to the Get Prepared Expo, and experts in water wells, drilling, pumps, every filtration, every component of water for your home and business. Welcome, Richard Linebaugh.
Thank you, Vince.
I'm sorry to open the broadcast on such a serious note with one of our instructors, but I'll tell you what, Richard, it's unbelievable. USAPrepares.com instructors have been beaten, arrested. We've got one of us in prison. One of us is a convicted rapist and murderer who didn't do it, and DNA evidence proved that he didn't do it, and he was just awarded $46 million for being wrongfully imprisoned in maximum security for about 15 years. So we have some pretty famous instructors here at USA Prepares. So let's talk about water. We have taken water for granted for a very, very long time. We waste it. I mean, we literally waste it. And it's precious, because without it, 3 days without water, we're going to die.
Yes, Vince, I think we don't know what we are doing to each other and then doing to the following generations. We collectively just do not have the awareness. We have the abilities to make it to where we have safe, dependable, and lots of water in every region of the United States. We just are not taking care of the resources that we've been given.
Mm-hmm. And one of the things that why don't we do this? Why don't we start with just something that could happen that we might not even know about? For example, when we lived on the East Coast, Mrs. Finelli was coming back home, and she met a person, and this person, she never met this guy before. He said, don't drink the water, for a few days. And she said, why? And he said, well, this rain that we've been having, it's been horrific rain. Well, he worked at the water treatment plant in the municipality, and he said, look, there was so much rain, the sewage treatment facility overflowed, cross-connected with the water treatment, and you're drinking contaminated water mixed with sewage. And we're pumping it, through the underground pipes to everybody's home. Don't drink the water. Now, how many people think about rain and contamination of their water supply? Is that something that we think about, Richard?
You know what? We don't, Vince. We keep thinking, that the rain is just a added benefit, and we all count on it for our water supplies, and we think that we're never going to have problems with it. And we look at it as from a consumption standpoint, and we don't look at that we ourselves should be prepared for these type of phenomena to happen, because they're going to. We live in a day and age of where there is really no common sense approach. We have all these regulations, but you can put all those regulations together and they don't be common sense. The one thing that we had discussed previously, that is back on us as individuals, and that we can control. We should have in place the inexpensive methods and procedures to protect us daily from this type of phenomenon happening, because it happens all the time. And in reference to that, I'm saying we should have filters. We should have a simple disinfection system, preferably UV or something of that type. They're readily available now. They come where they will keep our water supply safe, not only for drinking, but for all the other necessities that we have. So if we have to take this back on ourselves, because there really, even with all these regulations, there really is nobody watching out for us on a minute-by-minute or daily basis, but we ourselves.
Richard, people have said, I live on a well. I have a well for my own water. I don't have to worry about it. I'd like to share with our listeners today, our class. Before we bought this property in Missouri, we tasted the water from our neighbors' homes. Before we bought the farm, we asked them if we could try the water. Now, why would we do that? Well, because it's really hard to live in a place that has bad water. It really is. So we tasted the water, and it was excellent. So we thought, okay, if they're within a mile from us, we probably have similar water. So we called the Department of Natural Resources in Missouri, and we said, tell us, how deep will we have to drill a well? And they said, well, we're looking at the map right now, and there's a well, your neighbor, the Jones family, has a well, and theirs is 328 feet deep, and the Smith family is very close to you, a mile and a half or 2 miles away. Their well is about 330 feet deep. So yours is going to be about 330 feet, 328 feet deep, and the water is excellent in your area. And here's if you want to treat it, you might want to have a water softener because it's hard water. They knew all about the water, and so that's exactly what we had when we drilled our well. It was 328 feet deep. So we should consider, before we move to a place, finding out about the water. Richard, is this something that when you're going to be speaking at the Get Prepared Expo, you're going to be answering all the questions that people have about water? Are you going to talk about how deep the wells are in certain areas and how far you have to go? Because some areas are really not potable, right?
That's correct, Vince. And, that upfront information will make the difference in whether or not that you have desirable water, good drinking water, even for your preparation of your canning of your vegetables and the different preparations that we have on a daily basis. When we go in, part of what we'll be speaking on is that there are not only are there a lot of different regions that will have the different depths, but the differing depths will also give you different water characteristics, and whether or not that is water that you would only use for irrigation, that you would use for your daily potable water. And like that, when you get into that, you also have one other requirement. Take the state of Missouri, as do most states. There is what's called a casing requirement, to where you go down and you install casing and you put a grout material in your well to keep top water contamination from coming in. The amount of that casing will severely limit the volumes of water that you're getting in that well and at the location that you can get those waters. So this upfront information and research will be the difference between you having a volume of good water and or just barely getting by, as far as volumes and the quality of your water. So a person has to get in. We'll be going over that. We'll be going and giving good information contacts with your group, and we'll be covering all that information in the seminars.
Richard Linebaugh is with us, and he is the CEO of Hewitt Messenger Well Drilling and Pump Service. And the website is drillitwell.com, drillitwell.com. You go to the instructors page. You can go to the exhibitors page at usaprepares.com and contact him at any time. You'll get right to there'll be a link, there's a link right there to his website. Richard, there are people I know over the years who have said, boy, our well is getting kind of spotty. Sometimes we have water, sometimes it just gurgles. And then next thing, they have water, but it's right on the edge of working. Then a neighbor drills a well. Now they have no water. Have you seen this too?
Oh, Vince, we see it more and more as the days go on, not necessarily the years. We have seen a huge, reduction in the volumes of water that are available. We are having to drill deeper every single year, deeper and deeper in knowing existing areas. So at that point in time, you have several options, and we'll be going over these options. But the first thing to do is not just to scrap that well. There are many ways to...
Richard, hold that thought. We're going into a break. So we're going to talk about making your well last longer when we come back in the next segment. Richard Linebaugh with us, drillitwell.com. We have a special seminar for you on Friday, March 27th at the Get Prepared Expo. From 9 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. Spend the day with USA Prepare's senior instructors, Matt Stein and Dr. Richard Allen Miller. There you'll learn about the 3 major game over events and their likelihood. And most importantly, what to do about them. Events so powerful that they can end life as we know it. Yes, they're real. And our senior instructors will guide you to safety. This seminar is limited to the first 100 who purchase tickets on the website, getpreparedexpo.com. Your tuition for this special seminar is $85. Your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back. This is an in-depth all-day seminar and you're encouraged to take notes. Note-taking materials are provided. Food and beverages are available all day at the Get Prepared Expo, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. GetPreparedExpo.com.
Quantitative easing, unemployment at depression levels, Europe financial system falling apart, China getting out of U.S. treasuries. At the end of 2008, the time of TARP, the national debt was at $11 trillion, gold trading around $850 per ounce. Close to 2012, the national debt exceeded $16.4 trillion, gold doubled to $1,600 per ounce. The $20 trillion threshold for the national debt is inevitable. Politicians in Washington have a ferocious appetite for spending and stimulus. What's worse, a printing press to finance. 100 years ago, we had a gold standard to limit this madness, but now you have to adopt your own gold standard. Don't be fooled with paper promises. Get Midas Resources 10 Reasons to Buy Gold free by calling 800-686-2237. Understanding the gold and silver market may be the only insurance you could have to avoiding the next economic crisis. Call 1-800-686-2237 and order your free copy. Again, that's 800-686-2237.
Most people know that drinking pure high alkaline pH water is the most important factor in maintaining high energy and vibrant health. Most experts agree that the water you drink should be at a pH level of 8 or higher. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops combine a unique formula of the most alkaline minerals. Using plasma pH drops is the best way to make your water alkaline to help you get rid of acid and regain your health and energy. Simply put 10 drops in the water you drink to raise the pH to a healthy level. Alkalizing water helps your body rid itself of acidic waste and increases the oxygen content of your body. Disease organisms like bacteria, viruses, and cancer cannot survive in an alkaline high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH drops now by going directly to alkavision.com. That's ALKA Vision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776 today.
You pick up the receiver with your heart racing and sweat dripping from your forehead. You finally muster the courage to dial the number to call into your favorite talk radio show. It rings once, twice, and then...
Hello, it's GCN. What's your name and the state you're calling from?
Surprised you got through, you squeak out.
Jason from Minnesota.
Please hold.
As you patiently wait for your turn, you begin to daydream about being a famous talk radio host and what it would be like to have your own show.
Jason from Minnesota, you're up.
Millions of loyal listeners worldwide waiting to call and talk to you.
Caller, are you there?
Cheering crowds surround you, calling out your name.
Jason! Jason! Going once, twice. Okay, we gotta move on to the next caller.
You blew it.
Huh? Wait, no!
Interact with the host you're listening to right now, online at GCNlive.com. Click on the community link. Engage with other listeners. Ask questions. Start debates. Don't agree with the host? Let them know. Be a part of the community at GCNlive.com.
If you're going to come to the Get Prepared Expo and you want to buy a farm, we're going to have farms for sale. You can meet with our real estate broker and find that farm. And then if it's raw land that doesn't have a house on it, we've got a builder who bring your plans, and you'll get a quote right there on the spot as to about what it would cost to build that home. And if you want to drill your well on that farm, And you know where it is? Right next to that booth will be Richard Linebaugh, and he will be able to tell you about the water quality in that location. He might even say, you know what? Why don't you move 8 miles to the east or west or north or south? And he'll know what the water quality is like, and he'll help guide you so you won't make a mistake. And he can tell you about what it's going to cost to drill that well. And if you want to put solar power on that farmhouse, we've got an exhibitor who will help you with that too. So one-stop shopping. You're going to be able to get the quotes. You're going to know what it's going to cost, and you're going to know what it takes because our experts are going to be there. And Richard has so much experience. He's going to be able to tell you what you need to know. As a matter of fact, right now he's going to give you a tip and tell you how you can make your well last longer. Richard, please share that with us.
You know, Vince, there are many things that we can do ourselves that we don't have to call out an expensive professional to do that, and a lot of them are just routine, a little bit of annual maintenance that can be done. The biggest thing that I can relate and will relate during the seminars is that on a pump system, you know, the annual preventive maintenance doesn't consist of very much, and we ourselves can do it with just a common good tire gauge and being safe, and that is keeping the volume of air in those pressurized tanks correct. When I say correct, it's a very easy procedure. Just get you a good tire gauge in 2-pound increments, if possible. And what you would do is you would just turn the power off to the system, drain out all the water that you can out of the system, and then take that tire gauge. You'll see what looks like a tire stem sticking out of that pressurized tank, and check the air pressure. If that pump is kicking on and running, if the pump motor is kicking on and running, let's just say at 40 psi, it kicks on as it drops below that, then you want to maintain that air pressure in that tank at 5 pounds or less. Very easy thing to remember. Wherever it kicks in, just put up to 35 pounds of air if it's kicking in at 40 psi, making sure that all the water that you can drain out of that system is drained out. Just take you an air tank and at intermittent intervals put air in that tank up to that 35 pounds of air, and that system is ready to go for another year. And just that simple routine maintenance once a year will extend the life of that water well system, that pump system, out another 5 years at least. And it creates an environment where you do not have the premature failures that you would have that cost you a few $1,000s.
Mm-hmm. And that's a really easy thing to do. And Richard, literally, I don't know anybody who does it. I'm serious. I don't know anyone who has even thought, I've got this blue tank or this galvanized tank in my basement or, in my pump house. Who has actually, do you know many people who have actually known that before you told them that? I don't know anybody.
No, Vince, that's something that we as pump installers and system installers, we do a very poor job communicating with the people who use it every day, ourselves included. This is a very simple procedure to do as long as a person is safe doing it and use some common sense. It is absolutely doesn't take you over 30 minutes a year. And like I say, we just do a very poor job. At your seminar, we'll be actually giving a handout that details how to do this and do it in a proper, safe manner. But probably 99 out of 100 people have never been told or recognized that this should be done.
Yep. Can you imagine this, class? Can you imagine adding 5 more years to the life expectancy of your well pump just by putting air in the tank or maintaining the proper pressure? We'll be right back. Okay, class, who wants to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? All spiders have 8 legs, but do the hairy ones have the most meat? Is it true grasshopper legs taste like chicken? Which bugs have the most protein? Which are best served dried and which are best eaten while still alive? Which bugs are the most dangerous for your children to eat? Do you like the sound of this? We don't either, so you'll have to go to a government-sponsored expo for cooking with bugs. The Get Prepared Expo has so many great seminars, we had to cross the poorly attended ones off our list, like the Red Cross, FEMA, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the Department of Education, the Internal Revenue Service, the American Cancer Society, CERT, and Homeland Security. We can't help everyone, just the really bright people, the top 1% of thinkers and doers, like you. The rest, the other 99% who don't think and don't do, well, the government's standing ready to help them. The Get Prepared Expo, the last weekend in March. For details, visit getpreparedexpo.com.
What good is a Big Berkey water filter?
We get that question a lot here at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com, and in a word, the answer is protection. Protection from water main breaks, E. coli contamination, environmental chemical spills, pesticide runoff, chlorine taste and smell, and all forms of fluoride. Plus, Big Berkey water filters are the original gravity water filter system and most trusted on the market for a reason. Tested by multiple independent NSF EPA certified labs, they are the gold standard in water purification. At only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. That means big savings. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get a Big Berkey today at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. GCN listeners receive 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Visit our website or call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
I'm Vincent Finelli of USAPrepares.com. As most of you know, I broadcast weekday mornings on GCN from 9 to 11. And I'm also a full-time farmer. Add to that mix the weekly meetups and the Get Prepared Expo, and this combination makes for a demanding schedule. On the farm, we raise grass-fed Black Angus cattle and provide them with the best variety of summer and fall grasses available. Our cattle are exposed to the extremes of weather, the toxins in the air, and the electromagnetic radiation that's all around us. So even the best grasses and food that we provide are not enough. Our cattle require minerals and supplements for strong health and resistance to disease. And so do we. For these reasons, my mother, our children, Mrs. Finelli, and I all take Longevity, Beyond Tangy Tangerine, De-Stress, Glucogel, and EFA+. USAPreparesTeam.com. And thank you for being in class today.
Hi, this is Steve Sanchez, and based on a recent study, it was found that 57 million Americans had legal issues over the last 12 months, but only 60% of those studied sought out the services of a lawyer. Why? In a nutshell, affordability. Well, my friends at Legal Shield have created a solution that can help you not if, but when you need an attorney. For as little as $17 per month, Legal Shield will provide you unlimited access to qualified attorneys at an accomplished law firm for advice and counsel on legal issues, no matter how serious or trivial. For over 40 years and with 1.4 million families across North America, Legal Shield can help you, the loyal GCN listener. Representatives are standing by now to answer your questions, so call them now at 1-855-340-SAVE. That's 1-855-340-7283, or visit them at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com.
Results will vary from case to case.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100-foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
Class, I'm delighted to have your instructor with us today, Richard Linebaugh, drillitwell.com. And he's in the Ozarks, just south of Springfield, Missouri. So if you're in the neighborhood and you want to stop in, Hewitt Messenger Well Drilling. And Richard, you know, I was thinking about water, and as a farmer who owns a well on the property, we enjoy great water. But I don't know if 1 minute from now that water will be contaminated or not. Not from something that I might carelessly do. I'm not concerned about that because I'm not going to do anything careless. But somewhere near me, somebody could do something very, very reckless. Like, mishandle pesticides. What is the possibility that mishandling pesticides, fertilizer, manure, a lagoon leaking, septic leach field cross-connecting with a well, what is the possibility that that could happen?
You know, Vince, that happens on a regular basis. We are not only are we in an agricultural area where I'm situated now, but you have it all over the place. Everything from lagoons leaching to I'll give you an example. Recently, we've had a large community. When I say large community, on a well, I think about 70 homes, somewhere down through there, and they're well. They're a proactive community, and for years their well and their water tested good. They had a testing in place, but they didn't have anything in place really to be proactive. They were just reactive. So during these tests recently, all of a sudden they had a situation where it came back. Their testing came back with some positive results, and it took them quite a time frame to go ahead and figure this out. What it came out to be is right next to them, an orchard had been developing over the last several years, and so they, on a routine basis, they added more plants and shrubs and trees and become quite a business, if you want to call it that, in that time frame. Well, during all this time, they started using more and more chemicals to take care of the orchard, along with the shrubs and plants and like that. Well, this facility that had for 20 years tested good on a regular routine basis, that was the source of the contamination. So that had been building up, going into the ground water and system, and making its way finally with high enough concentrations. Now, that was high enough concentrations to become an alarm on a test. So that meant for probably several years, that well had been producing water that was contaminated, and these people had been drinking this toxic water to them, for them. Now, at that point in time, of course, all the alarms went off, and then they became what you would say proactive, and because they could not just drill another well because that area of water had become contaminated simply from this, then they went and they researched and got us to go ahead and provide the help on treating that water where they could consume that as potable water on a daily basis, So you are absolutely correct. Whether it be a small residence you're going to get out in a rural community, or whether you're going to be in a very populated area, it makes no difference. You need to have that water tested because people are doing these things. There are corporations that are putting in these large lagoons. There are, if you look at the landfill situation, what I can say is we provide monitoring well drilling for different engineering companies and entities. And this month we will be putting in 30-some wells just on areas that they had expanded out these landfills and had contaminated the wells in a far-reaching, a lot larger area than the engineering evaluations had suggested. So you're correct. A person must be concerned about what they're doing to somebody else, but at the same time, that you need to put in place a routine and be vigilant. You need to put in those things that will protect you, even if when you are not aware at first that this is happening. Those people down in that subdivision, there is no telling how many years that they have ingested this contamination.
And we're talking about insecticides from fruit trees.
Absolutely.
I believe that's what we're talking about. Richard, let me mention this. Class, this will sound like a commercial. Well, what we're doing is I've ordered pallets of ProPure water filtration systems, the same ones that I've got in the kitchen here at the farmhouse. I don't know if, literally, I said 1 minute. I don't know if 1 minute from now, or even right now, our water's contaminated or not. I don't want that to happen, but I'm not taking that chance. So we could keep testing 24 hours a day, every minute, which is unaffordable, or we can prevent us from drinking contaminated water by having a simple filtration system. And I suggest you consider that. You're going to have multiple choices at the Get Prepared Expo. And we're going to have the ProPure system, the Berkey system, and Richard's going to bring his systems, ultraviolet and other kinds of systems. So you'll have a whole bunch of choices at the Get Prepared Expo, and they'll be at the lowest price in the country. I'm not kidding. And I just found out just a few minutes ago during the break that we are going to be offering body armor right from the manufacturer, 2-plate AR-500 body armor, less than $200 with the vest, front and back plate, less than $200. If you want side plates, it's extra. But if you want the basic body armor AR-500, less than $200 cash and carry at the Get Prepared Expo. Unbelievable. So, Richard, we really need to be, as you said, vigilant. You're right on the money, in my opinion, because we've got landfills everywhere, and it's just a matter of time. These things are ticking time bombs. I don't care what the engineers from BFI or Allied Waste say. You wouldn't be monitoring, you wouldn't be drilling holes in the ground to monitor the water quality if these things were safe. It's just a question of time before the liners leach toxic stew into the water system. Am I wrong?
Oh, no, Vince, that's exactly correct. And like I say, up front, these were not intentionally, made or constructed to have the deficiencies. But as we all know, that man is only so limited in what happens with these materials that these are constructed out of over time.
Mm-hmm.
Most of these materials that they're using have not had 50 years on them. Well, a lot of these landfills are 50 years old now. They're maturing. So you have the lagoons that have been built and allowed to be built. And sure, at that point in time, they were built with the knowledge that was available. Well, times change. We have become a society with man-made chemicals and construction methods that are not time-tested. So we are suffering the repercussions of that, and it is of great magnitude, Vince. There is so much of that. that a person, I'll have to say this, and this is not just a plug for our business. This is what it should be. Every time that there is a use of water, there should be in place filtering, disinfecting capabilities, and just those, I call them common sense things. But some of them have been brought on just by our societal changes, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And we've in our group, we have recognized, because we go out on a daily basis and we see these people who should not be sick, you know, should not be having these health problems, should not be dying, but it's just simply that we have to be proactive on it. We recommend and can justify, shouldn't have to, but we can justify that small expense to put these things in place. Your filters you were referring to, nominal cost, very, very low whenever you compare that to really your life, you know, or any figure you want to put to it dollar-wise. A person, we all, as a society, have to become proactive in you know, our history and our future in being safe and being protected from these events that an increased number of people, huge number of who really are in denial about what's going on.
Richard, as you're saying this, here's the visual that's coming to my mind. I'm thinking about a hole bored, a hole drilled in the ground, 200 feet deep. At the bottom of that, we have this pool of water. A small earthquake happens. They happen all the time. Now this hole with the well casing gets cracked. Now we've got a great path, right, to contaminate the water pool at the bottom of that well casing, don't we? Let's talk about that when we come back. Richard Linebaugh's with us, drillitwell.com. What's so special about the Get Prepared Expo? Imagine having the opportunity to learn from some of the best preparedness and survival instructors available today. The faculty of USAPrepares.com. Imagine meeting your radio instructors all in one place. The last weekend in March. Imagine having lunch or dinner at a table with your instructors. And the cost? $10.80. Imagine having your favorite instructors autographing and personalizing your new books. Imagine buying Berkey water filters at deep discounts, the lowest price in the country. Imagine buying freeze-dried long-term storage food at the lowest price in the country. You don't have to imagine. This is real. It's at the Get Prepared Expo, the biggest and best preparedness expo there is, March 27, 28, and 29 in Lebanon, Missouri. One-day tickets are $8 on the website, getpreparedexpo.com. Getpreparedexpo.com.
I'm really glad my buddy Mark turned me on to guns80.com. I got to tell you, I didn't want to buy any more firearms. I didn't want a paperwork trail headed back to Big Brother. I want 100% privacy. I want to be an invisible gun owner. Hello? So Mark says, hey, you know, guns80.com, Ghost AR-15. Ghost means invisible. Get it? Ghost AR-15. Guns80.com. I got a couple, if you know what I mean. Go to guns80.com or call 844-2GUNS80.
Are you hungry for delicious, nutritious, rich, and satisfying home-cooked meals? Discover the Vita Clay 4-in-1 Smart Organic Cooker. Unglazed Zisha clay, an ancient secret that makes this fast multi-cooker so special. Infusing your food with incredible flavors, perfect texture, vitamins, and minerals for your good health. It's a slow cooker, rice cooker, a steamer, plus a yogurt maker. Go to VitaClayChef.com and enter promo code RADIO20 for 20% off at checkout. That's VitaClayChef.com.
The human body is extraordinary. Despite all the stresses we inflict upon it, it still works hard to stay in balance. Thousands upon thousands of people rely upon Heart and Body Extract to help their body stay balanced. This excellent 100% natural herbal formula helps maintain healthy blood pressure levels, cleans arteries, promotes good circulation, balances cholesterol, and more. HB Extract, paired with healthy lifestyle choices like good nutrition and exercise, can give you a life free of pain, sickness, and fear. Recapture your youthful vitality and experience your body healing itself with the aid of HB Extract. It's extremely effective and it starts working in just days. Visit hbextract.com to learn more and to read scores of testimonials from satisfied customers. And we've never increased our price in over 10 years. That makes Heart and Body Extract as great a value now as it was the first day we sold it. A healthy heart is a happy heart. Call 866-295-5305 or go to hbextract.com.
By now, you may have heard a bit about Bitcoins, but did you know Bitcoins are now over an $8.5 billion market? And did you know that over 65,000 businesses now accept Bitcoins? Listen, if you're already earning Bitcoins or trying to make money in the Bitcoin market, you've got to know bidbit.co. Why? Because bidbit.co is where you can easily receive Bitcoins by selling and auctioning off your own personal items or promote business products and services for Bitcoins. You heard right. Whether personal or business, you can now buy, sell, and auction your products and services quickly, easily, and securely for Bitcoin at bidbit.co, the first and only marketplace website to offer BidBit Escrow, a proprietary technology which gives buyers and sellers security and peace of mind because all transactions are protected. Start today. It's free to join, free to post, free to auction, and free to bid at bidbit.co. Buy, sell, bid, or auction everything Bitcoin. That's www.bidbit.co. bidbit.co.
We all know that Berkey Water Purification Systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey Water Filtration Systems. The Berkey Light Systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light System today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
Class, we're fortunate today to have the CEO of Hewitt Messenger, a well drilling company, well service company. And you get a chance to meet the CEO, Richard Linebaugh, at the Get Prepared Expo. You can have dinner with him, you can have lunch with him, you can attend his seminars, and you can learn about water wells, what they cost, how to protect them, and what kind of water quality you can expect out of them, how long they'll last, and so forth. Ask all your questions. Make sure you write down your questions before you come to the Get Prepared Expo so that you can get all your questions answered from all of your instructors. And so, Richard, I mentioned, small earthquake, just a small one. And we have these well casings that are, some of them are plastic, some of them are steel. But what's the possibility that a well casing can crack and cause a leak into the pool of water at the bottom, a perfect straight shot right down that casing of cancer-causing contaminants like you mentioned, the insecticides or biological contaminants from a septic system or a lagoon or some other source? What's the possibility?
Oh, Vince, that possibility is great. What you'll have is that casing, whether it be plastic or metal, whatever, will only go down to a certain depth in that well. It will not go to the bottom of that well. Therefore, you've got not only the chance of that casing being damaged, which the majority of the time that happens from equipment hitting it. You mentioned having an earthquake. Well, down below that casing, you have that rock wall, whatever that geological formation is, what type of rock it is. If you look, normally you'll have a soft layer through there that will let a lot more of the contamination through. And what happens, everything from, you mentioned the small earthquakes. Well, in our a lot of our areas, our average well is almost 600 foot deep. And so, therefore, you have a lot of that rock wall, and in there you have those small cracks that are generated. Everything from, I'll give you an example, everything from, say, blasting out a pond. You would never think that would have a detrimental effect on anything. But whenever you have those small blasts, and a lot of times you'll see municipalities and even rural water where they're blasting to put a line in, and it cracks the hole walls in these wells. And it's very, very common. You have everything from that, the large chippers that break the rock, for building these highways, and putting in sewer lines and different things like that. Not only do you have that risk of having a large volume sewer line, contaminating, leaking and contaminating your well, just the building of those, it's very, very common and very easy for a well to be fractured. So it is, the probability is a lot higher than what anybody can imagine. Even those rock chippers have the capability of cracking that whole wall, or in some way that seal between the casing and that water that you're drawing out of, that reservoir of water, has a high probability of at some time being corrupted.
And I was thinking as I travel to Springfield, Missouri for the meetups, I go along the railroad tracks through some of the small towns. They've got these trains, and these trains thump along, bump, 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 as they go across the gaps in the track. I would think that might even have a cumulative effect on fracturing the nearby wells. Do you think it does?
Oh, you know what? I think that anything that is, there are so many different things that can contribute to seepage being able to get into a well and contamination of a well. As you drive down the road, you can probably, if you drive down the road 10, 15 miles, you can probably spot 10 different things that you're sitting here thinking, that would have an effect on whether my well remains and has the integrity where it won't leak, and contaminate.
Richard, we're out of time. Boy, did this go fast. I'm looking forward to having you back again and again and again so we can protect our water wells, learn how to make sure that we have safe drinking water. And class, you can meet Richard Linebaugh at the Get Prepared Expo last weekend in March in Lebanon. Get your tickets on the website, usaprepares.com. Class, above all, honesty and integrity. What happens next is up to you.
SurvivalLife.com is giving away free EverStrike permanent matches for a limited time only. These matches are waterproof and will light in any weather condition, rain, snow, or sleet. It will still throw a spark. Its built-in ferro rod strikes at 3,000 degrees, and it is good for 15,000 strikes. Normally, $15. Today, it's free. Get yours at freesurvivalmatch.com. That's freesurvivalmatch.com. Hurry, supplies are limited. Visit freesurvivalmatch.com today.
It's no secret that government and big business buy in bulk and get huge discounts not available to the little guy. Until now. Introducing a breakthrough crowd buying website where people can join together, buy in bulk, and get massive discounts on millions of popular products. It's TogetherSave.com. TogetherSave.com. You can save 20, 30, or even 50% off tablets, smartphones, cars, appliances, textbooks, sports equipment, video games, and much more. All with free delivery. Check it out. TogetherSave.com. Visit now and start group buying today at TogetherSave.com.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows. Pause and rewind live TV. Even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MyTV. 1-855-905-MyTV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MyTV. 1-855-905-MyTV.